Less than 2 miles south of the United States Capitol, welcome to Nationals Park. We bring you Wednesday night baseball on the show. The Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And starting in this one, Foster Griffin. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, Boog, expect to see the ball in play with this guy on the mound. He's not exactly a big strikeout guy, so that means the defense will need to stay sharp. He's looking for soft contact, so communication is going to be key in this one.
Ready to go? And here is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Number 13, Ronald Acuna Jr.
And we're off and rolling here in D.C. Close, but called a ball. Ball 2.
Well, second pitch of this game and already getting squeezed a little bit.
Hey! That one well upstairs. Ball 3. There's a strike.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Battling here as he fouls it away. That one misses. So a leadoff walk. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep both their challenges. That one way inside. The 1-0.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Tenna takes it in for the out. 2 away down. Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. And Chris, here we have a deep and talented lineup against a pitcher who's not exactly among the league's best.
Well, this is when you can make your money as a hitter, and I'm expecting them to put up plenty of offense in this one. When you got to line up this stack, it's a tough job to keep them in check for any pitcher. We'll see what kind of fireworks they can provide here.
This one in the air, right field. Wood giving chase. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. Now it'll be Washington's turn. It's a scoreless ball game. Back after this on the show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now here's the starter for Atlanta, Jose Suarez. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
Well, they're going with the opener in this one, so this is an interesting look. He's probably only going to pitch an inning, maybe 2 at the most, and it's going to be unconventional. I think he's going to pitch backwards, more off speed, and then fastballs late.
James Wood digging in for the Nationals.
Ball, that's upstairs.
The 1-0. That's to third. Riley fires to first. One gone, bottom half of the first. As we take a look at the Nationals lineup. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click, and unfortunately what happens is players press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
Fastball for a strike. Yeah, that's fouled off. The 0-2. Hit in the air, center field. Harris in and to his right, 2 away.
Batting third, center fielder, Jacob Young.
Here's the center fielder, Jacob Young. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Swing and a ball popped in the air. That one gets down for a hit. And that keeps the inning alive.
Batting fourth, shortstop, C.J. Abrams.
This is a hitter who takes his game to another level playing at night.
And a swing and a miss.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
0-2 now.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Young off of first with 2 away. Fights that one away, still 1-2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Here's a 2-2. Step off, throw to first.
No, he's
Young,
in there.
back in on a dive. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Runner on the go. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. We played an inning, no score. Back in Washington, D.C. Now in for the Braves, Matt Olson.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
Outside low, and that is ball 1. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. He sends it out of here, and they jump ahead in the second. It's 1-0.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. For a pitcher, the odds are in your favor if you keep that breaking ball down. That time, he got punished for it. Hitter just did a really good job of staying within himself and getting the barrel to the baseball.
That misses. Ball one. Griffin, 30 years old now, a former first-round pick back in 2014. Dave Lawrence behind the plate today, consistent and pretty accurate with the balls and strikes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Spook, that just keeps the game moving. Nothing overly unique about the strike zone that he calls, and as a result, he's appreciated by both sides.
And a four-pitch walk. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look.
Batting sixth, shortstop, Mauricio Dubon.
And on further review, it was a strike. Still 2 challenges left for them. That one fouled off. This to third, and that chance handled. Throws to first in time. 1 out in the second.
Batting sixth, shortstop, Mauricio Dubon.
Here's Mauricio Dubon. Ripped to third and caught.
That at bat is a positive sign, even though it probably doesn't feel like it. He hit the ball hard, but it doesn't always work out in your favor. Sometimes a defender is there to make a play.
Clips the corner, and that's strike one.
Well, in an 0-0 count, not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
Hammered down the right side, but foul. Two down, nobody on. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. Third out. Atlanta draws first blood with a solo shot. It's now 1-0. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Back here in Nationals Park. Bottom half of inning number 2. Dalen Lyle digging in for the Nationals. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Ball.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
And a foul ball. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Breaking ball misses down and away. That one misses. So leadoff walk.
Batting sixth, second baseman, Nasim Nunez.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
This one chopped on the ground, but foul.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
One out man at first. Jorby B-Boss getting ready to hit. Just missed. The lefty, the 1-0. Hit in the air, left field. White under it. Makes the grab.
Batting eighth, third baseman, Jose Tena.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
That's to third, Riley. They get the force, and that is that. Nationals leave one. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. On to the third inning. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Jonah Heim. And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Now one missed.
Ball one.
Swing and a ground ball and foul ball.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, too. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Out towards right center field. Wood settles underneath it. One down.
Batting ninth, left fielder, Eli White.
Ball one.
Just
that's
missed.
off the plate. Ball two.
Line drive. Base hit. And a man aboard.
Up next for Atlanta, right fielder.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate. Walked to open the ball game. Now the 0-1. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe a bag against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal a base. But right here, they successfully move that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
Man at second.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The 1-2.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
That one not close. Full count now. 1 out and a runner at second. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Hit on the ground to short. Throws to first in time. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Line drive out towards left field. That's a base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. And they lead by 2.
Comes through with the RBI. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
So 2 down. Ozzie Albies next up for the Braves. And it's fouled away. Here comes the 0-1. Line drive, leaps and he's got it.
Generally, not the type of great play you expect from a first baseman, but he does a great job of hauling that one down.
As we go to the last of the third, and it's the catcher for the Nationals, Drew Millis. Bullpen action out there for the Braves. Yoel Payams, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Lee getting cranked up as well. The 1-0.
Ball inside.
And that one is lifted in the air. That gets down for a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Up next for the Nationals, right fielder, James Wood.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
This one in the air, center field. Harris gets under it, and there's one down.
Up next for the Nationals, first baseman, Luis Garcia.
And now it's Luis Garcia. He's 0 for 1.
That's out.
Last two pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
Here's a 2-0. Millis at first, one gone. And now the count is full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But you know what happens.
Step off throw to first. Millis back on a dive.
Yeah.
That one finds the zone. That is strike two.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out. So they can't do anything with the leadoff single there. On to inning number 4. It's the Braves 2 and the Nationals nothing. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Start of the 4th. Now in for the Braves, Matt Olson. Griffin back to work. And first offering is fouled off.
That's a ball.
You know, these Braves doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Nice grab. Nicely done for the out.
Up next for Atlanta, third baseman Austin Riley.
So those numbers I just mentioned tell me they've been really smart at the plate. They're feasting on the healthy stuff and avoiding the junk. Kind of sounds like your diet, Boog.
That's ball 2.
Next
Ball,
pitch is
that's ball.
downstairs.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
In the air, right field. Wood on the move. Reaching down, makes the catch.
Up next for Atlanta, shortstop
Mauricio Dubon. Next up for the Braves. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Ball one there.
Ball.
Now fly ball to right center. Wood racing over to make the catch. And the Braves go down quietly as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead.
Now Now pitching for
New
Atlanta,
pitcher for the
number
Braves,
34,
Yoel Payams. He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Leading off for the Nationals, shortstop C.J. Abrams.
That's down and in. A slider missed.
Well, these Nats, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
Takes it in for the out.
And obviously, a lot of credit for all those chases and strikeouts goes to the pitching. It's been nasty, but you can bet this offense is trying to figure out some way to put up a better fight.
Ball.
The Nats trailing by 2. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's a 1-1. Foul ball there. The wide, the kick, and the 1-2. Stays alive. The 1-2. And that one ripped to left. And it gets by him. And he'll pull into second safely.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
One out, runner at second. Nasim Nunez now at the plate. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Man at second. Jackknifes out of the way.
Ball 2.
One out and a runner at second. In the dirt, blocked. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off-speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
3-2. In the air, left field. White turns to the right on the move. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Nationals, designated hitter, Jorby Vivas.
Ball 1.
Lyle at second with 2 down. Hit hard but foul off to the left. And that one fouled off. Man on second, 2 down. Fly ball down the line. That one is foul, and he'll see another. The 1-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. In the dirt. That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. And gone. He'll circle the bases. And we have a tie ball game. It's 2-2.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient. And it paid off.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Yoel Payams is done, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break.
Now pitching for
Robert
Atlanta,
Suarez
number
on the pitch out of the pen
Robert
here.
Suarez.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Jose Tena digging in for the Nationals.
Hey.
That misses,
that's out.
and it's a ball and a strike.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
That one
Ball two.
close, ruled a ball. And a count 2-1.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
Here's a 2-1. That one the other way. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Nats pick up a pair in the inning on this two-run homer. 2-2 game. Back in Washington, D.C. Ready now for the fifth inning.
Well, they just scored some runs in that last frame, and now they have to make sure they don't cough them up on defense right away. No better time than right now to have a 1-2-3 inning. You know, these Braves need to bring up the quality of their at-bats and specifically their swings. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
Into the outfield, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for Atlanta, catcher Jonah
And now the
Heim.
switch hitting catcher, Jonah Heim. Ground ball left side, and that's a fair ball. Lead runner around second, and now runners at the corners, nobody out.
Well, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
To short, could be two. The throw to second, and a run scores on the double play.
First and third, nobody out. You're thinking you've got it lined up for a pretty big inning right here. So that double play is pretty deflating. They get the run in, but now they're starting all over.
Here's Acuna. Infield shifted to the pull side.
Nope, that's down.
Acuna, 28 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. 2 down, nobody on, and we're at the top of the 5th. Next offering in there for a strike. That's strike 1. Hammer, base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Up next for Atlanta, the designated hitter, Drake Baldwin.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Acuna leads off first with 2 down to the inning. In for a strike, and a count even 1-1. The Nationals have some action going in the pen. Richard Lovelady, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Poulin getting loose as well. And a 1-1. That one missing inside. Step off, throw to first. Acuna dives back in. That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Payoff pitch. That's out to center field. And that's the 3rd out. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Braves 3 and the Nationals 2. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show. Back here in Nationals Park, bottom of the inning, Drew Millis digging in for the Nationals.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, guys aren't touched it.
That one in triple digits.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they creeping into my mind right now.
The 2-1.
Aye.
And there's a ball. James Wood in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. And a payoff pitch. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. He's got it. And there's one away.
Up next for the Nationals, right fielder, James Wood.
Fouled off left side. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Harris ranges back. Grabs it right up against the wall.
Up next for the Nationals, first baseman, Luis.
And now the first baseman, Luis Garcia. Clips the corner. Strike one. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Battling here as he fouls it away. Home team down a run. Last half of inning number 5.
0-1.
The 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Two down, nobody on. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Come on, 1-2 now. Base hit. And the tying run is on base.
Up next for the Nationals.
Here comes the manager out of the Braves dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Robert Suarez gives way, and he leaves in a one-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
Now on the bump, Dylan Lee. He last pitched 2 days ago. That misses the zone, and that's ball one.
Aye.
Breaking ball, and that got him.
Up next for the Nationals.
First and second, 2 outs. Here's C.J. Abrams to hit.
Aye.
Strike 2.
That pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
2 on, 2 outs.
Yep, that ball went out.
Got him swinging.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far. New pitcher on here, Richard Lovelady.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Liner snagged at first. One pitch and one out.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Here is Matt Olson. He launched a solo shot back in the second inning of this one.
Yeah, that was big for these guys early on. Definitely helped them get off onto the right foot. Well, they say it's the best pitch in baseball. Strike one. You get ahead on a good hitter as well. Gives you a little bit more confidence to move through the at-bat.
And that one fouled off. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball one. Challenge from behind the dish here. And that just scraped the zone. The call is overturned. So they've still got both their challenges.
Up next for Atlanta, third baseman Austin Riley.
That's too
Nope,
low.
that's a ball.
One. And that is out of play. Two down, nobody on. That pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-2. Out towards right center field, and that'll do it. Down in order go the Braves, but they're up 3-2. Back in Washington, D.C., well, we go bottom six. Dalen Lyle digging in for the Nationals. Pitch misses there, and that is ball one.
Oh, that pitch is out.
Next offering misses, and that's ball three. Nasim Nunez in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Three-0 down. That's in there. Fouls one away, and now 3-2. And ball four there, tying run is on base.
Well, that right there could end up being a big walk in this game. He's certainly a threat on the bases, especially with them looking to tie this thing up.
Check swing called strike. Strike one. And fouled off. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders, have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
And now, Jorby Bebos. Bebos wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. And the strike call will stand. One challenge remaining for them now. The Nationals with the tying run on at first here in the bottom of the 6th. Popped up to the left into foul ground. And there's 2 away.
Up next for the Nationals, third baseman.
Up now for Washington, Jose Tena.
Boog, the runner at first needs to be careful right here. He's dealing with a pickoff artist on the mound. Man, I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
And a foul ball. Next pitch, a slider that misses outside. Here's a rip to short, but he's there for the 3rd out. So 1 left for Washington. They trail it 3-2. Back here in Nationals Park. Now in for the Braves, Mauricio Dubon. Right through there for a strike. Activity in the Washington bullpen. Julian Fernandez appears to be getting loose. Perez, the power lefty, up as well. Right down to shoot, and it's 0-2.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Oh, 2 now. Out towards left center. Young settles under it. And there's 1 down.
Up next for Atlanta, center fielder Michael Harris II.
Fouled off to the right. Oh, 1 down. And that drops in for a strike.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
The 0-2. Popped in the air, left field, and there are 2 down.
Up next for Atlanta, catcher
Manager out of the
Jonah
dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Richard Lovelady won't go any further tonight. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching.
Now on the mound for the Nationals, P.J. Poulin.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Here's the catcher, Jonah Heim, 1 for 2.
Ball, that's out.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. And
That's
another ball.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
And it's a called strike after the review. They'll keep their remaining challenge. High fly ball out to left field. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for him there. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Braves 3 and the Nationals 2. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show.
Now pitching for
Here comes a new arm for the Braves, Ian Hamilton. He's making his 2nd appearance of the season.
Leading off for the Nationals, catcher Drew Miller.
Ball, that's outside.
And that one clips the corner. Rips one to right. And there's one away.
Man, that's so frustrating. You hit the ball hard. You understand the situation. You want to get on base and try to score that tying run, but no reward right there, and just going to have to sit on it.
Movement in the Atlanta bullpen. Aaron Bummer getting ready to go. Looking to get the tying run on base. And that one fouled off.
Ball.
Pitch
That's
misses. Ball 3. Luis Garcia in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. The Braves trying to hold a 1-run lead here at the bottom of the 7th. That finds the mark on the inside corner.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. I really think the outer half is open.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Payoff pitch. Oh, great stop. To first. It's there, and that's a great play.
It's such a great feeling when a team can rely on their shortstop to make a play like that. It builds up confidence for everyone on his team. It might even inspire a few more web gems before the game is over.
Now the number 2 hitter, Luis Garcia, 1 for 3. And he grounds one to the right side. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. That ends the frame. 3 up, 3 down for Washington, and it's still a 3-2 ball game. Back in Washington, D.C. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Eli White. Out front, rip foul.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two. And a swing and a miss. And there's one down.
Well, take a look at the three-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Gets the call. That's strike two. Acuna thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. Good eye at the plate. They'll overturn the call. They'll keep both their challenges. Ball to strike. Up the middle. Nunez. To first, but it pulls him off the bag.
No, Boog, it can be tough to get a good grip on the baseball when it's cold outside, and that's definitely the case right now here in the ballpark. Could have been something else, but I definitely know that feeling when your fingertips are numb and you really can't feel the baseball.
One gone, runner at first. Drake Baldwin next up for the Braves. Just off the outside edge, and it's 1-0. Grounder into the outfield for a knock. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds it second with one gone.
I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy. Well, this is a critical spot for both the pitcher and the hitter. You can learn a lot about a guy by how he handles these pressure situations.
Runners at first and second with one gone, and we're at the top of the eighth.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Fought off foul. Two on, one out. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Got him swinging for the K.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Matt Olson stepping to the plate in a big spot now. He's already homered here in this one. And the first offering is not close. Two aboard, 2 outs. High fly ball, right field. Wood in position. And that's the 3rd out. 2 left for Atlanta, but they still lead at 3-2. And we're back. Digging in, number 30.
Now, this guy, a player that, if he gets on base, has the ability to really be aggressive getting around the base paths.
Activity in the bullpen. Luis Castro, the closer, getting cranked up for a possible save opportunity. And he lays down a bunt. Has to barehand it. Fires to first, but he beats it. Nice try defensively. Great hustle, and the tying run is on.
He was racing down the line and probably didn't assume he was going to be safe until his foot hit the bag and looked up for the umpire. Nice bunt and great hustle to get himself a knock.
That clips the corner.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Quick move to first, and he dives back in safely. That missed by a lot. Ball one. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. The Braves holding on to a one-run lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And that's a strikeout looking.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
One out man at first. Next to hit for the Nats, Dalen Lyle. Quick toss to first. Young dives back in safely.
He's got plus speed, but in this situation, all eyes are going to be over there trying to keep his lead tight.
That one hit the knees for a strike. Runner takes off on the ground to third. Riley throws across the diamond. Great pick. They get out number 2 on a tough play.
Great fundamentals there at first base. A textbook example of putting your body in position to make a play and doing just that. That's how they teach you to do it.
Here comes the manager out of the Braves dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Ian Hamilton won't go any further, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching for
So the closer summoned from the bullpen, Luis Castro, on for his major league debut, so we'll see if he's ready for the big stage.
He just has to remember this is the same game that he's played all the way through the minor leagues to this point. The only difference, there are just more people in the stands and it's a bigger stadium, but the game itself is still the same. Look at the catcher, whatever fingers he puts down, that's what you throw, and just let him lead you in this one.
Runner at second, 2 down. And ball 1. Next offering in there for a strike. That is strike 2.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
The next offering misses, and the count's even at 2. Young on at second with 2 down. And that is downstairs. 3 and 2 down. Facing a closer that delivers big-time velocity.
Well, normally against a big arm with this kind of velocity, you look for the ball down because the fastball up.
Ah, that's strike 3 and the 3rd out. So we take a break.
He's in a tough spot, had to make a great pitch, did it, got the strikeout, gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Now pitching for
We're
the
back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Julian Fernandez. Well, one-run game. So here's Riley now. 0 for 3 in this one. And first offering is fouled off. Gets the outside corner with that one. The Nationals have some action going in the pen. Brad Lord up and loosening in the pen.
All one.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth.
Way out in front of that inside pitch there, and just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with 2 strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the 2-strike approach.
Ball, that pitch is up.
The 1-0.
Even with really good velocity, 2-seam fastball up in the zone to a left-handed hitter, even though that velocity is good, you see it really well, and it can be a dangerous pitch.
Slice to right. Fair ball. Around first, heading for 2. Throws off target as he slides in with a double.
Up next for Atlanta.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Here's the center fielder, Michael Harris II. One-run game here in the top of the ninth.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
The 0-2.
Ball.
Some heat there at 98 miles an hour.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
That pitch in for a strike. 0-1. Runner at second, 2 down. Here at the top of the ninth. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Man at second. On the ground, right side. Gets it to first, and the inning is over. One left for Atlanta, and it remains a 3-2 ball game. Back here in Nationals Park, we head to the bottom of the ninth. Jorbeat Bebos digging in for the Nationals. And a strike right through there. That one in triple digits. Fought off foul. One-run game, bottom 9. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. The flip to the pitcher covering. One out, bottom of the 9th.
Up next for the Nationals, third baseman, Jose Tena.
And that clips the inside corner. That one's in there. No balls, 2 strikes. Now he's challenging the called strike. So the call will stand. So that removes their last challenge. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Down to the last out for the Nationals.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
So they're down to their final out. Next to hit for the Nats, Drew Millis. The Braves trying to close out a 1-run lead. And the home team trying to pull it out. Outside with a breaking ball.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though. Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
They're down to their final strike. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Just missed.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again. Two down, nobody on. This one in the air, center field. He's got it. Ball game. And the Braves hold on to win a tight one as this one ends as a 1-run ball game.
The ball for his first career save deserves to be on display at his house. I mean, it's kind of like when a restaurant frames its first dollar bill somewhere on a wall. You just can't forget your first save.